Hi, welcome back to the show, and I'm tempted to shout, Faila, where is my food? Okay, so in an attempt to break the official current Guinness world record of 119 hours for the longest cooking marathon by an individual, popularly known as Cookathon, she embarked on a 10-day cooking from January 1, 2024 at the Modern City Hotel in Tamale, showcasing her exceptional cooking skills by preparing a variety of dishes in the midst of rich and beautiful cultural display. Bent on breaking the official record, she zealously extended her hours and ended her cookathon at an impressive and incredible 227 hours, 2 seconds. In the studio with us this morning and in a congratulatory welcome, we have with us Abdul-Razak, Faila too, Chef Faila. Greetings, 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 greetings. Welcome to the show. Oh, how we have been cheering you on and salivating. Welcome, welcome. And so, my senior King Kaf is here with me.
Let me speak some small Dabani. Amaraba. Dasiba. Fantastic. Here ends my Dagoba lesson. Good to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
What does it feel to be, what's it like to be Faila at this moment?
It's a dream come true. It's a dream come true. So this is the new Faila, and I'm here for all Ghanaians. So I'm all yours. Let's mold me into what what is going to benefit the nation. I'm in the oldest station in the country, GTV, one of the best stations where we were born into, and I'm here today. It's really a privilege for me coming into your beautiful studio and then seeing beautiful people like you here with me, you know. I'm good.
Awesome, awesome.
Listen, Faila, forget everybody, forget us, forget the people who are supporting you. How did you motivate yourself? What kept you going? What kept you going?
Yeah, before the cooking marathon, I had always been that young northern girl.
So that was the old Faila?
Yes, looking up to doing something great for my community and the nation. Priority was to put the North on the map and also to put Ghana on the map. And so I was focused on my talents and skills whilst educating myself. And till this far, I am glad I'm alive for these dreams to come to reality. So I had been my own motivation, looking at the challenges that came from the North, looking at some of the supports we didn't get with some of us, trying to rely on people's elderly sisters. I didn't have one. I was by myself, and so life had to teach me lessons on my own. When I fall, I get up and I keep going. I rely on people's sisters and brothers, take advices from them, and I kept going. The motivation was myself to reach these dreams, and then I would be in a healthy shape, a good shape, a wonderful state to be able to manifest it. So I've been my motivation, and other wonderful women across the country and other places have been a motivation too.
Awesome stuff. She motivates herself.
Who taught you how to cook?
Honestly, it was a skill ever since I was a kid. My mom would be very comfortable to leave me at home and tell my dad that she will fix something for you all to eat. At a point, I remember my dad telling my mom that this girl will take away your marriage, because I honestly believe I could cook better than my mom when I was as little as I was. And so it was something I could do at home with TZs, skillfully prepare soup and be able to do it in a fancy way that is more than our local way, and then it's attractive enough. I think it manifested into the fact that with Cookathon, I could garnish very nice meal. It was something I used to play with growing up. Yeah.
What's your favorite food, Faila? What's your favorite food?
Honestly, my favorite food is wasa wasa.
Describe that to a 14-year-old a boy from Angloga.
Okay, so wasawasa is made out of dry products of yam that you put in. You process into some molds, and then you do it through steaming. It doesn't take so much dough, but it is a steaming process, and then the product is out, and then you choose to add. You can melt a little bit of shea butter, any other refined oil with it. You add any kind of protein you wish to add to it, and then you are good to go. It's a smart food, though. If you don't know it, you would think the process is so hula baloo, but it's a smart food to eat, and then you are fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So while you were in your kitchen and people were cheering you on, did you at a point feel fazed by the number of people who were cheering you on, knowing that apart from those who were outside, there were other people across the globe watching you on social media? Did it faze you? I mean, did it shake you for a moment?
Now, when you apply for something like the cookathon in the Guinness Book of Records, it is a record you break as an individual, not with anybody's help, not by the support of the public. You are the priority to break the record. If I had the whole nation coming there with all the wonderful people, if I had people coming into the country from different countries to dance, merry-make, have fun, socialize, network, and I still couldn't do what I was expected to do in the kitchen, in the guidelines and rules of the Guinness World Records, that was zero. It's a deep appreciation for me to have seen wonderful cultures, religions, tribes come together with the fact that I brought on board something that was worthy to the nation to celebrate about. But then I had to manifest the true dream of what kept me into that kitchen by doing what Guinness wanted me to do and having the certificate in the end. So yes, sometimes I would look through the glass, see the people out there. I'm so amazed, but I'm not carried away. The motivation is that all these people who are here now endure whatever you are expected to endure in the kitchen that they don't know, and let the true dream manifest.
Okay. Yeah. What are some of the things that you endured in the kitchen that we don't know? I mean,
have you ever stood on a commercial stove for 24 hours before on fires, on heat, on fries?
You can begin to imagine it.
We've had chefs who can tell you in instances of accidents that come with the kitchen. So you can imagine me being in such. I wasn't in such accidents though, because I am an experienced person to know how to cut my onions professionally in order not to cut my hand and my finger, and having to deal with gas, having to cook 3 meals, even though I was asked to do 2 at a go. At every point in time, it was supposed to be 2 meals at a go. Sometimes I needed to have 3 or 4 on fire, because now I felt that it wasn't just to please Guinness. I needed to provide food for the wonderful people who were there to support me. It was a priority for me. So it's some things that I've experienced. You would not totally understand the things that has to do with the kitchen with we chefs.
What was your most emotional moment throughout those 27 hours you were in the kitchen?
Okay. It wasn't a one-time thing. To have been in that kitchen, just expecting my own people, because before I started the cookathon, I went on radio tours to tell my people that, look, we are not going to look up there for anyone to come down to support us. We are the grassroots. We can support ourselves. If I have to take loans to pre-finance myself and start this, I will do it. It's a project that is going to project us. So honestly, from the beginning, I expected my own people to support me. I didn't have hopes on anyone.
Was there pressure to move it to Accra? Because there were some people in Accra who were saying, this thing should come to Accra.
There was so much pressure to an extent that, believe me, we were struggling to finance the project. And there were offers that told us that, look, get to Accra and from your kitchen and everything, accommodation, everything is just going to be set for you to do this. But I told my team members that, look, when I look at the likes of Ayana, who was then at Yoyili Savlugu, and me going to him in a very small state, going to tell people like that to support me because I know one day I'll make them proud. If I am coming up with projects like this for the first time and it's coming from the north, why Accra? We are one. We should be able to be united to understand each other in our diverse ways and understand that somebody living as far as Saboba, Bimbila, Gonjaland, Upper West, Upper East are still Ghanaians. We are all a part of this country. I can still sit at my end and do something and you would call it a national something. That's okay. And so it was so emotional when I started the thing. And the first day I was even escorted into my kitchen, I didn't believe the crowd that was there. And those were the grassroots. I was so grateful. I entered into the kitchen. And then gradually, each day I'll be there and a very wonderful dignitary will pass there. And I was like, okay, what's now so special? Like, I look at people I would have struggled as a Ghanaian to see my whole life and probably not see them before I die. Then these people come all the way to the north, traveling from all other parts of the country to this place.
Right.
I mean, Kukaton, and
hey,
I see them and then it's, you know, the tears are uncontrollable. And it's nothing but gratitude. I showed my gratitude right in the kitchen cookathon, even before I came out. There were times I just had to lie on the floor. I had to kneel because who am I for such wonderful people to want to come all the way to the north, come all the way to Modern City Hotel, to just see and have a look at what is manifesting in the country for the first time on the cooking marathon. So I was extremely grateful even before I came out, and I showed it.
Okay. A lot must have gone into it because we saw security, the military. How long, what informed the decision to go to the Guinness World Record? And then how long did it take your team to plan? Share with us.
Okay. So, honestly, to grow as an individual, you must first of all acknowledge other people who have paved way for you to get to wherever you are. I saw people with their talents in other countries manifesting what they can do with their own skills and talents in some African countries.
Yeah.
And riding on Cookathon, I equally picked up certain pieces, put them together as an inspiration from other people who have embarked on it. And so quickly I put into an application to Guinness.
Okay.
I don't know how they do their own assessments and their homework. Well, I went through the regular process because I didn't have money to pay for priority. Okay. Yes, there are always two forms to whatever in everywhere you go.
How much the priority?
It was in Dallas. I just didn't even want to.
You didn't even look at it. No. Just put it there.
I'm a Ghanaian. What I know about is CDs. Okay. I have not held dollars. I don't know what is with Dallas. So I applied. I was supposed to have gotten a reply in like 6 months. Wow. 6 months came to pass.
Which date exactly did you apply? Remember?
It was somewhere June or something.
Okay.
I can't really remember. Okay. Yes. So the dates came to pass. I kept on checking on my mail. I didn't see anything. And so Christmas was fast approaching, and as a caterer, a chef, and a restaurateur, I decided to do a project I had always done during Christmas, Mickey St. Blue Night Party, where the youth will gather on the eve of Christmas Day, have fun, do entertainment, eat and drink, we party, in that they don't have to leave to other towns to go and then put in the money there. The tax can come back to our own town, and then there will be good development. So I went in with my guys who have always been there, and we were in the process talking about Mickey St. Blue Night Party. Oh, one midnight, around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., I woke up to do my special prayers. And just after ablution and doing that special prayer, something was telling me that go to your Gmail. You've always been getting some unnecessary messages. Go and delete them. Then I sat down, opened the mail, and the first message I saw was that message of approval to embark on the cooking marathon. I quickly woke my husband up, and work about cookathon started right that moment at 3 a.m. on that very day. Wow.
Okay. Your husband's support cannot go unnoticed. Awesome man by all standards. Tell us his contributions. We like the smile. Send it to laugh. Yes.
Okay, so I've been seeing, I've been hearing these kinds of messages. Your husband. Remember that my husband is coming from a noble institution in this country, and a soldier or a military man and an officer cannot just come out and do anything by himself. And so if you are giving the credit to him that yes, he really supported, he did this and that, you need to acknowledge the fact that they had heads. We had a very great man, our northern commander, Brigadier Asian. In fact, he led the way for my husband to be able to be comfortable to go ahead with whatever he was doing. In fact, he would have quickly been called to order. And so I have to acknowledge people like Brigadier Asian, my own commander at the Kamina Barracks, the Air Force, the Airborne, and the national heads of the Ghana Army. They contributed immensely to the security of this program. And so did my husband take it upon from that angle to do whatever he wanted to do. I'm so grateful for him because he left his schedules, work and everything to ensure. There were times I looked through the kitchen and see him sweating. I said, this man cry, what is it? You chop love so day, you can't chop love for cookathon.
Does he cook?
He doesn't cook. I do the cooking. But even when you are in the kitchen at home, it's like, Atopa, what are you cooking? Let me taste there. So just wait, I'll come out with the food. Now, when I was at cookathon, he brought back that same attitude. Within intervals, he will come and open the door and peep. Atopa, are you okay? I'm okay, babe. You let Guinness people see you. It's okay. I'll be fine. If I'm not fine, what will we do? Right now, I have to make Ghanaians proud. So you go and be at peace. I'll be fine.
We like the supportive. We like he's a supportive husband. Yeah.
And those,
we like to see
those sous chefs, man. The people in the room with you. How did you? Was there an application to come and be part of the action? How did you find them?
Okay. So when you apply with the cookathon, they tell you to, you have the privilege for a prep chef. A prep chef is meant to pick this for you, pick that for that. But the person cannot do the meals. And so they are not allowed to stand by your cooker to cook. You do everything. And so having someone like Chef Eric is someone I came from far with. Yes, we were doing Indian restaurants together, hotels, a whole lot of places together until this dream came true. And so I told my guys that this is not the time to be looking somewhere for someone new. The people you came up with are the same people you should try to hold hands with first in your successes. And so it was a big deal for me to let the world see what Eric also has to offer. And I'm sure he would not just get help from it, it will build on his confidence to be able to manifest the skills he also has in him. And so I was very happy that whenever meals were cooked, I had this friendliness to tell him that, Eric, people are watching us, so let's decorate this meal very well. Hey, they think we don't know something, let's do it well. Do this, do that. Pa. Yes.
So was he sleeping?
Oh, there were times Eric would even tell me, Faila, I'm going to pee. Not knowing Eric was going to take a nap.
Smart guy.
he didn't want you to get jealous of him going to sleep.
Eric would come back and meet me in the kitchen and out. Eric, you see the nap you have taken? That's your breakfast today. You not eat anything in the kitchen.
Could you eat the food that you cook?
Yes, I could, but you know, being a chef and knowing what to eat, having to stand for long hours, I needed to tell myself that I can't eat everything because my system had to adjust to the fact that you can't pee and poo anyhow you want. You are in a professional kitchen. You are going to be assessed on. We were there with professionals, health workers who assessed every meal. The kitchen was expected to be neat all the time. Everything was on live cameras. So in fact, everything was supposed to be so unique and carefully taken care of in the kitchen till the end of the cooker.
Your food presentation, the whole world was talking about it.
Hey.
The whole world was talking about it. Your colors, man. Your colors. Tell us what went into it. Did you just decide some of the meals? You know, some meals you don't even expect any garnishing, and then Faila garnish the food.
They are telling you that you should just go and buy tubani and they'll put some oil on it for it. It's not like that. You need to toss the onions and garnish the wele with the tubani. Anybody eats. I mean, you know, it's not about nordness, but with North, we were taught by our mothers to serve everyone like a king or a queen. And so presenting food to anyone as a chef, I don't even care how delicious the meal is, but the person seeing the meal and being like, wow, it's already a satisfaction for me.
I'm glad you talked about tubani because Sheikh Arumia Shaibu wanted to know. He's the spokesperson for the National Chief Imam. He wanted to know whether Chef Faila cooked tubani because that is his meal.
I think I even prepared tubani before preparing TZ.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sheikh will be happy.
Yes. The tubani was so rich and garnished. I had bambram beans and beans combined together to do tubani.
Look, I tell you, Kaf and I could smell the food all the way in the studio. We could smell it.
And you said something which I want to just touch a little bit on. You said your mothers taught you how to serve people in style so they really enjoy the food. What do you think Mama would have made of your performance?
Unfortunately, she's not alive to see this.
I know. What do you think she would have made of this?
I strongly believe my mother would have fainted out of excitement because she was always like, oh, my parents didn't give me education. I was not rich. I was not that. I was not what. I don't know how to read and write. It's a beautiful thing to have given birth to a very young girl. And just maybe if she had lived to see how far I had gone into my education, having to go all the way to UDS, have a degree, come back, still manifesting my skills and talents. My mom loved songs by Forian Ponsan, Amachi Dede. I can't name them. And so her love for these music.
High life?
Yes, so much. It made me sing so much to these songs like that. I could pick anybody's song and sing it A to Z. And so when I first came out with my own music, my mom wasn't surprised though. It was a talent that manifested. And now with the skill part, just maybe if she was there to also see what had come out of the food. But I'm sure she's going to be proud wherever she is.
Yes, God bless Mama.
I'm grateful to her that she didn't allow me do what I want. She didn't give me that freedom to do what I wanted as a female. I am now appreciating that. Just maybe if I had all the freedom I wanted and gone wayward, I wouldn't be here. So I'm grateful to her.
Yeah. There was a gentleman who kept fort in front of the Modern City Hotel. He lay there with a mat.
Yes.
Do you have any relationship with that man? That gentleman? Do you know him?
I didn't know Hamdan from anywhere. But with guys from my town, my team members, my managers right now, my friends, are a true definition of the fact that a young girl can always come up with something beautiful as Kukaton and others, and you would have very wonderful guys coming from nowhere to come and support you like their biological sister. And that's exactly what Hamdan did. I was so grateful to him, said that every morning I'll ask Chef Eric, our friend is not here yet. Every evening I'll be like, Eric, our friend is not here yet. Then all of a sudden Eric would tap me on the shoulder and say, Hamdan is coming with his map. His map. Then I'll be like, okay, the next meal we are preparing, make sure you give Hamdan some.
I'm just curious. How many tubers of yam did you go through? How many bags of rice? Do you have the statistics?
Oh my God.
The eggs. How many eggs did you cook?
Oh my God.
How many tomatoes went down? How many liters of oil swam in your kitchen? How many teaspoons of salt?
If I was left, if I were left alone in that kitchen and not pulled out by my management or telling me, Faila, stop, we are having calls that stop. If I want to describe the gratitude that was in my heart, having to see people like the Bimbila chief, a whole Bimbila chief, getting up from his paramountcy, carrying tubers of yam, all the way, having Wana come with foodstuffs and other things, having Nairi, having Gonjaland, you know, I was now like, I want to cook as much as I can for the crowd there.
I told Valerie
that
if we leave Faila here, we'll be here Independence Day and she'll still be cooking.
And we gave you the name Faila.
He said it.
He said it.
If you left her, man, you go cook her.
At a point, my feet and my hands became numb. And I said, well, looking at the smiles and celebration, I can attest to from the faces of my own people. It's okay to die for them.
You would have gone on.
I would have gone on. It's okay to die for them.
It's just not be we the talk.
The food with the smell for here. We do that.
This lady can go for 100 days.
We'll be there Independence Day. You still be doing. God bless our whole and they are cooking to Bani.
So we're in here and we're smelling the aroma of the food all the way. And then I saw one of your medical team. One of them he jabbed you and said, water. Then I just saw you go for a bottle of water and then you gulped it. Tell us about your medical team.
Very big thank you to the MRS, Kamina Barracks MRS and Tamale Teaching Hospital. I became like a property to them.
Ghana's property, eh?
When I had my 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to go and rest, believe me, they fought for it to ensure that I was in my correct mental state. Physically, I was fine to keep me moving.
So do you lie down resting or do you sit down? What do you do when you rest?
I just lie on my bed and they are all over me. So the sleep will not even come.
Are you tempted to sleep though?
It will come, but it will vanish with the fact that something will pinch you and tell you that you have a purpose to accomplish.
Then your eyes will
open.
But the temptation was there.
The temptation was there to sleep the way you want, but no. From the first day to the 10th day until I got out of that box, I had never slept.
You didn't doze off for even a second, 2 seconds.
You would doze off, but you would wake up.
Were you aware of the passage of time? Did you know I've done 10 hours, I've done 20? Were you aware?
I didn't want to know. There was a television in the kitchen that was reading.
Okay.
And at a point, I told my team members to go and put it off because it didn't matter. I wanted to keep seeing my people being happy every day. I didn't want the numbers that were reading. The people mattered to me than those numbers.
So you didn't know whether it was night or it was morning?
I didn't know. I only told my team that when they think that we would be going beyond certain hours, Guinness would not be happy with. they should, and would have wished that I go to rest some few minutes. They should try and come and pull me out. That is what I told them.
So, at a point, how many doctors did you have at your beck and call? You were like the queen, the princess. How many doctors did you have at your beck and call?
Yeah, so now I had all the wonderful doctors you would see in Tamale, wanting to come closer and ensure that I was fine. And each day, they pass through even before they go to work.
Okay. Did you have somebody who was talking to you, psyching you up mentally, giving you that, that strong mental
fortitude?
Yes,
mental fortitude.
I had a very wonderful psychologist from the TTH. And believe me, the man was a great man.
What was he saying?
There were times he would come out, before we come out of my room, then he would whisper into my ears, Faila, would you have just woken up from your house and see all these wonderful great people at your doorstep for nothing? Then I said no. So they are here for you. Prove them right. They are here for you. Do it for them. The man is one of the people I would never forget.
Awesome stuff. Having
to speak positivity into someone, even when they don't have the strength to carry on. It's indescribable.
Did you ever feel like giving up? I mean, at a
there
point,
was no day I felt like giving up. Who? For what? For who? Look at that point we had gotten to. Would I have given up for people to laugh at Ghanaians? Would I have given up for people to say, oh, the fact that she was even coming from over there, we knew she couldn't do it? It was never a thought that came to my mind. It was either I died in there, making Ghana great and the North great, or I did it. That was it. That was the positivity in there.
Okay. So apart from what's his name? Hamamat, the guy who kept Hamdan. Apart from Hamdan, there's a video that made our day. Faila, where is my food? We are bringing it up. Do you know this guy? Wait, watch the video.
I'm very built.
Watch the video and tell us if you know him and your relationship with him.
Yeah, so it's coming. So in case you just joined us, we're here with Faila. She did 227 hours, 227, and 2 minutes, and 2 seconds.
Yes,
where from that 2 seconds?
Faila. There he is.
Sound.
Since morning I don't chop. I don't chop. I don't say something good to go on for here. So see what's going on. Faila, where's my food? Faila, where's my t-shirt? Faila, where's my food?
The plate and that's it. I don't do that.
No, serve them well.
So when we were about to serve each meal, Eric would be like, Madam, let's just cut the things small. I say, Eric,
stop that.
You see the people coming here. They are here for us. Everyone must eat.
One time.
We have to give them the food. If we give this badge to others and the food is not sufficient, I'm already expected to cook 2 meals at a go. Yeah, the other batch will get food. So when I looked at people like this, I was like, Eric, so these small things you want us to move, how can this person be
satisfied? This guy's stomach.
See that one breast alone can feed a whole. And you fed orphans.
Yes. When you're applying for the cookathon, there is a part when you go through, they ask you, when you finally go through, and then they are having their own discussions internally with you before you start, they ask you what you will be doing with the food that you will be preparing.
Right.
And if you take a look at previous people who did cookathon, strategically, some of them cook in bits just so they don't get tired. But it was a priority for me, for my food to come in quantity, for people to equally eat and assess me.
Right.
I was open for strangers to assess my taste. And Guinness wanted to know what I'll be doing with that food. My first point was that it had been my prayer that when I make it, and make it the way I'm supposed to make it as a woman, I would not forget the vulnerable children, the orphans. And so my first meal coming out of Cookathon and subsequent meals, I'm going to be sharing it with the guests at the venue and sharing it with these orphans and street beggars. Fantastic. And that's exactly what we did. There were days we woke up and I tell Chef Eric, we are going to prepare breakfast for the guests at the venue. And afterwards, by 8, I'm going to put food on fire in large quantities and it's going to the orphanage before we feed the guests on ground. And that's exactly what happened. We could have 100 packs of food leaving our Cookathon kitchen and they were all going to charity.
Good job. We're proud of you.
Yeah, very. We saw Efua Santua. I'm like, oh, she should be sleeping. But no, she came to support you. How did you feel like when you saw her?
I was so honored and privileged. I did all I can to come to Accra when I was left with just barely 4 days to my own Cookathon. And financially, if I were okay at that point, I would come to see Efua. But I didn't have it. But I wished her well on my social media. Evidently, if you go to my Facebook page before I started my own Cookathon, I was a fan. I knew the way they had given it to us, her Singathon and my Cookathon, it means we submitted our applications almost at the same period. And so I was so happy for her that we were the 2 females having to lift up this country by doing something great with our talents and skills. So I supported her on my page even before my own Cookathon.
Have you caught up with your sleep, Faila? Have you?
I want to go back to cooking. I'm not feeling sleepy.
So these days, how many hours do you sleep?
I can barely blink my eye, but I'm okay. I sleep. When it's at night, I sleep. But when it's daybreak, I'm just waiting to get the slightest opportunity to cook. Because that's my job.
Okay, so Faila, I mean, everyone knows you're Chef Faila.
Yes.
So before you became Chef Faila or our Fire Faila, where could we have found you? Which kitchen? What were you doing? What was the old Faila? What was the normal day like the old Faila like?
Yeah, so I completed a University for Development Studies, WA campus. I did community development. And so, you know, the picture we always have about education is that come out, your certificate, they push somebody out of their office and then you sit there. Evidently, I am sure we can all attest to the fact that the community developments I did has manifested in Cookathon.
Yes, indeed.
Didn't it develop our society?
You go, girl.
Didn't it give us the exposure of development?
Wasn't
the
there a
oneness,
community?
The unity, that is it.
It's all there.
That is it.
Yeah.
And so there are times you just have to put yourself together for things to keep on rolling to your destination. Yes. Right after school, it was difficult to find a job. And I told myself that I wasn't going to be part of those who would sit and fold their arms and say there are no jobs. I'm going to use my skill to fend for myself and my family. And so I did a peace song some years back when we hadn't, the peace in Dagbon wasn't restored yet. And this song was geared towards educating my own people on the essence and reasons why we should be united.
Sing small for us.
Yes.
Sing small for us. Please. Yes. We want to hear the peace song. Come on. Faila. Just the chorus.
Yeah, some more.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Namala etacha makati ina tukurutava party etacha makati ina tukurutava dabia malte zangpa yungo pibu Chevy you want peace building peace keeping peace building lele anasharanum like kananu song city. But this are me, the matagan makula tava. Okay, so.
The voice is still there.
Voice too.
Yes, you could do a sing-a-thon. You break a record.
Oh, no.
Cook-a-thon to sing-a-thon. You know what I'm saying?
This is for
That's for if cooking is for you. So what's next? We're almost out of time. What's next for Faila?
Yes. I think before we were expected to be in Accra earlier than this, and I told my people that I am not leaving Tamale to Accra without seeing my Yana. This crown is his first before anyone. And so getting there, there have been wonderful projects lined up in honor of this country that I tabled before him. Yes, I think that just as we surprise Ghanaians with Cook-a-thon, it will be very beautiful for me to come back here to your beautiful station in no time, and you will be smiling with projects you didn't see coming. They are beautiful projects.
We can't wait.
Faila,
we can't wait.
On Thursdays, we'll have a cooking segment on the show. Please promise us that on one of these Thursdays, you will come and sit here and you cook something nice for me and my team.
Okay.
Thursdays.
Yes, I will cook something nice.
Come on Wednesday, relax, sleep. Thursday morning, you are here. Come and cook something for us.
We could smell the food all the way. So, it has to manifest in here.
Indeed. All righty.
Any final words for your fans, Ghanaians? People are watching you. Hey.
Okay, so I was told later, after some days after the cook-a-thon, that psychologists had mentioned that someone who hadn't slept for 10 to 11 days wasn't expected to speak publicly until after 3 days. But we have on record that even when I finished Cook-a-thon, I made it a priority, regardless of how tired I was. I came back that evening to Modern City Hotel, right in front of my kitchen, to do a press conference thanking the ordinary Ghanaian, the ordinary community member, the grassroots, and everyone who came to support me, even before proceeding to my house. Yes, so if I am here on the national TV today, I would want to thank the president of our noble country, his vice, our former heads of states, all heads of institutions, and all wonderful people who came to support us. My chiefs, my godfathers and mothers, my friends, loved ones, my family, everyone who has been supportive, whether those days or now. I am so grateful to your support, and I pray that you would mold me into that woman who would keep Ghana great